research presentation in
Baby, you give me ice and fire. You're giving me wind and rain. You're some kind of butterfly. Baby, you give me midnight. You whip up my appetite. Don't leave me here high and dry. Oh, well, I don't wanna jinx it, baby. Can't twist myself at the spine. Don't wanna overthink it, baby. It's just twist your body and mine. Baby, you give me ice and fire. You're giving me wind and rain. You're some kind of butterfly. Baby, you give me midnight. You whip up my appetite. Don't leave me here high and dry. Oh, but I don't wanna jinx it, baby. Let's not get ahead of my time. Oh, but I don't wanna miss you, baby. So I stand up and speak my mind. Oh. Baby, you give me ice and fire. You're chilling wind and rain. You're some kind of butterfly. Baby, you give me mid.
Therefore, they could approach each senior high school student properly. They will give sufficient attention to their child or children.
Effects of pornography on individuals. The effects of pornography on individuals or their sexual relationship differ from person and are often unclear. Pornography addiction is not an officially recognized condition. It is clearly seen that pornography are the major elements and commonly are themes of videos, but still there are some videos which portray wholesome scene. Moreover, viewers of pornography are desired to be addicted, and when they did, they got desensitized before knowing. They are finding ways and not to overcome their sexual urge by including themselves in crime. The influence of pornography can make a simple man to get his sense and worse not him out of his mind.
Internet consumption, according to our research, as a behavioral can have detrimental effect on academic performance as well as broader social and moral impact for students and society. And large, it also makes implicit an incident involving minors, premental sex, rape, murder, and abortion, as well as the use of pornography and behavioral reflection, behavioral addiction. The aforementioned RRL will help the researcher to have additional information in their research studies.
Most teenagers are exposed to internet pornography and are consuming pornography. Pornography is any media that describes or depicts sexual content and view with the intent of heightening sexual pleasure, of arousal, Rose and Roseberg 2014 assessed these kinds of materials has only increased with invention of the internet. And researchers conclude that being obsessed materials can disturb the natural growth and well-being the adolescent sexual and fall to healthy representation of sexuality.
Pornography on public health. The desire to explore the world of pornography may cause serious sexual mental illness, which should never impact the young generations. Our study adopts a review of relevant literature as the basis for developing a conceptual model on the effects of exposures to internet pornography by smartphones users, especially towards the teenage juvenile. It explored the satisfaction and the effects of aggressive behavior by male teenagers towards female teenagers, which caused the sufferers physically. They conclude that the advance the technology, the easier the access to viewing online pornography. Synthesis. According to our research, such behavior can have detrimental effects on academic performance as well as broader social and moral impact for students and society at large. It also makes explicit the incidents involving minors, premarital sex, rape, murder, and abortion, as well as the use of pornography and behavior reflecting behavior addiction. In our research designs, which aims to know the behavioral effects of pornography addiction among teenagers of Landini National High School, uses a qualitative phenomenological research design. Qualitative methods are used to answer questions about experience, meaning, and perspective, most often from the standpoint of the participants. The topic of the research, which is addiction towards pornography among teenagers, aligns with the purpose of the phenomenological approach, prompting it to be the most appropriate for this study. We attended the gathering of data at Landini National High School, Municipality of Santa Cruz, Province of Marinduque. It was implemented on 5 senior high school students who have suffered on crippling porn addiction. With that being said, the study-based focus more in the thoughts and experience regarding watching porn. We also gather information from the subject with the use of semi-structured interview guide. Follow-up questions were also used to expand the responses from the participant, making it more information rich and thoughtful. Lastly, each interview lasted about 5 to 10 minutes, depending on the responses of the participants. Ethical consideration. Our study highly embraced and practiced high ethical considerations. The anonymity of the participants was strictly observed through the use of identifier or pseudonym. The purpose of the study, its procedures and outcomes were clearly explained to the participants. Permission from the school principals was also secured. Parental consent allowing the participant to be part of this research was also required. An informed consent was signed by the participants of the study. This part discusses the systematic procedures done by the researchers to gather from the participants of the study. This includes the identification of participants, the scheduling of interviews, procedures in the interview proper, and other events that occur when the gathering of data undergoing. Table 1 shows the reasons on why teenagers, especially senior students, watch pornography. This table both tackles how teenagers first came in contact with pornography and why teenagers continue to consume online pornography. The answer of the participants are narrowed down into 2 themes. First, peer pressure, and second, pleasure provider. Participants reported that someone else introduced them to the pornography. Peers refers to the individuals who belongs to a certain social circle. Thus, peer pressure is the influence and encouragement that the said individuals have a two-person. In the second theme, pleasure provider. This reasons the ability of porn to provide different kinds of pleasure. Explains that are the reasons why teenagers watch these kind of pornographic videos and how did they discover it. Porn reflects ideas about what is considered explicit and arousing. Although pornographic material is present way before the modern age. Online pornography is much different, as all pornography cannot compare to the levels of arousal and pleasure online pornography provides to its users. On the other hand, Table 2 shows the effect of watching online pornography among teenagers, especially to the senior high students, based on the responses of their study participants of the current undertaking. Is narrowed down into two things. First, change of view to a certain gender, and second, loss of interest to activity once enjoyed. Some participants reported a change in terms of thoughts and feelings toward the gender they are attracted to due to pornography consumption. Pornography has always been thought of an activity that people internalize and never goes out in the public, but the current research shows the continuous pornography consumption correlates with greater dependence and preference. Monitor and diminish bad peers. Many participants reported that they first encountered pornography through their peers. This is an alarming sign that pornography consumption are widespread. This study aims to investigate the behavioral effects of watching online pornography and possible ways to avoid decrease and eventually eliminate pornography consumption among teenagers. The researchers conclude that watching pornography will affect largely the attitude of the people who watch porn. They often become rude and malicious to others, but based on our research and of the data gathered, most of the participants can still handle their attitudes even though most of them do watch porn. Conclusion: the effects of pornography is wide range and some are even extremely negative, such as changes in teen pornography consumers in terms of how they view gender that they find attractive and a decrease in sexual drive that may result to sexual compulsivity. On the other hand, some effects are even perceived as positive, just like the way porn introduces teenagers to their sexual orientation. Overall, to prevent teenagers to become pornography addicts, they should try doing more leisure activity, blocking more pornographic sites in their most frequently used devices, committing to a serious relationships, and eliminate bad peers. Our study revealed that the behavioral effects of pornography consumption are somewhat related to supervised teenagers in terms of their peers to ban with their use of devices. In the light of foregoing,